We go to the bottom of the ninth inning here at Dodger Stadium in Game 1. The A's, riding the wings of a grand slam home run by Jose Canseco, now make two changes. Ron Hasse behind the plate, and on the mound, the MVP in the league championship series, Dennis Eckersley. 45 saves. That really jumps out at you. And during the course of the year, he saved 8 games for Dave Stewart. And Mike Scioscia will start it off. Ball 1.
Vinny's had 8 saves that were less than an inning. 21 saves were just 1 inning. 8 saves were an inning or inning and 2/3, and an 8 save 2 innings. That's as much as he goes.
Popped up around the bag at second. It'll be Walt Weiss. 1 down. So Eckersley with 45 saves is not a hard worker. In fact, only 15 of those 45 saves did he work more than 1 inning. And he never worked more than 2. A reminder, coming up next, except on the West Coast, local news and Saturday Night Live. 1 out in the ninth, and young Jeff Hamilton coming up. It is Hamilton who had the closest shot tonight to get the Dodgers into the game. With 1 out in the 6th inning, the Dodgers had consecutive singles by Marshall, Shelby, and Scioscia for a run. And with runners at first and second and 1 out, Hamilton hit into a double play. He fouled it away. He broke his bat in doing it. And the Dodgers really have not been heard from since.
Eckersley sidearms you, and he'll make you give ground, and he really hits that outside corner. He will come inside, but he really likes that strike on the outside corner. And there's Gibson.
0-1. In there. Seeing him with a helmet on, you have a former Oakland A's out on deck, Mike Davis. Well, we'll see what all that means. I doubt if he'd be up there to hit for Davis. I think that it'll be up to Davis to extend the inning to allow Gibson one last shot. 0-2. Sidearm, mean strike 3 call. That came from around the corner.
That's what he does. He sidearms you, makes you give, and lives on that outside corner. And then if you get too close, he'll push you back, but he doesn't like to throw that many inside strikes.
So Mike Davis will come up now, one former Oakland A, to hit for another, Alfredo Griffin. 2 out, 9th inning. Oakland 4, Dodgers 3, and here is Mike Davis. Davis, like Alfredo Griffin, had a very, very difficult time adjusting over in the National League. He hit less than 200. And with that swing of his, they expected him to manufacture some home runs, and he had only 2. Time, no pitch. When Davis played at Oakland, he hit 22 home runs, 19 home runs, 24 home runs, but only 2 in the National League.
Boy, Eckersley really comes at you. He throws nothing but strikes. He challenges everybody.
Fouled away, off to the left and out of play. 0-1. By the way, Gibson is not on deck. Dave Anderson is. A footnote to that, you see 7 out of 10. Only the 87 Twins, the 84 Tigers, and the 80 Phillies have won Game 1 in the series. No balls, 1 strike. Wouldn't chase it. 1-1.
He's not going to give him a ball to pull. It'll be a mistake if it gets inside, because you can see where Hasse is setting up.
Hitters have a great tendency in the American League to chase a bad slider that he throws, but that's off the plate. Fastball, ball 2, 2-1.
Sometimes too, Vin, when he comes, as we look at Gibson again, when he comes from that way, he kind of drops that arm, and he's kind of pitching uphill, so it'll rise on you.
He's thrown that ball out there 3 consecutive times, and each time Davis refused to nibble. So the Dodgers are down to their last out. 3 balls and 1 strike to Mike Davis. Bottom of the 9th. A's 4, Dodgers 3.
If he gets on, we're going to hear some roar.
3-1. And he walked him. And look who's coming up. To him to light the fire, and all year long he answered the demands until he was physically unable to start tonight with two bad legs, the bad left hamstring and the swollen right knee. And with two out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. If he hits the ball on the ground, I would imagine he would be running 50% to first base. So the Dodgers trying to catch lightning right now. Fouled away. He was, complaining about the fact that with the left knee bothering him, he can't push off. Well, now he can't push off and he can't land.
He's going to use all arms. Look at his crowd on its feet. What a tribute.
4-3 A's. 2 out, 9th inning. Not a bad opening act. Mike Davis, by the way, has stolen 7 out of 10. If you're wondering about Lasorda throwing the dice again.
And he's staying on an outside corner. He's not going to give him a ball to pull. With Davis, he just missed. But here's two quick strikes, both fastballs that kind of tail away at the outside part. Hasse is not even flirted with the inside part of that plate.
You saw Dave Duncan gesturing. He was gesturing to Carney Lansford at third. 0-2 to Gibson. The infield is back with 2 out and Davis at first. Gibson during the year, not necessarily in this spot, but he was a threat to bunt. No way tonight, no wheels.
They're plenty deep in the outfield and a lot of room. They're playing him straight away in center field. Look at it, right down the line. He's a threat now with 2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Little nubber foul. And it had to be an effort to run that far. Gibson was so banged up, he was not introduced. He did not come out onto the field before the game.
You can really see the limp. He's not driving that ball. It was by him. Let's see, he almost has to talk to his legs and say, hey, let's go, we got to get out of here.
It's one thing to favor one leg, but you can't favor 2.
No way, and that's what he's trying to do. He really is.
0-2 to Gibson. And a throw down to first. Davis just did get back. Good play by Ron Hasse using Gibson as a screen. He took a shot at the runner, and Mike Davis didn't see it for that split second, and that made it close.
A lot of times what you do, you'll give a sign to the first baseman, say, now be there. They call it now be there play. If I get the ball, I'm going to throw it. 14 fastballs in a row. That's all he's been throwing.
There goes Davis, and it's fouled away. So Mike Davis, who had stolen 7 out of 10 and carrying the tying run, was on the move.
They wanted to give Gibson a good shot at it with 2 strikes, but with the 2 strikes, Davis a threat, as we said, because the blue pit will score that big run.
Gibson shaking his left leg, making it quiver like a horse trying to get rid of a troublesome fly. 2-2. Mike Scioscia can only sit now and sweat it out. He led off the inning and popped up. Tony LaRussa is 1 out away from win number 1.
Here's the big pitch. He's got to make it happen on this one.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out.
Those extra steps that Davis will get if the count goes to 3-2 are very big. So Hasse and Eckersley want that pitch of decision right here.
There he goes, way outside. He's stolen it.
Hasse started to throw and kind of bumped Gibson, but it was way too late. Davis was way down there, almost as if he could have walked in. Not a bad pitch to handle for Hasse outside. Now watch when he starts to throw. Look at Gibson. And Harvey says, no, he had the base stolen.
So Mike Davis, the tying run, is at second base with 2 out. Now the Dodgers don't need the muscle of Gibson as much as a base hit. And on deck is the leadoff man, Steve Sachs. 3-2. Sachs waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Question was, could he make it around the base paths unassisted?
I'll tell you, there are those who say that it's what happens after the base on balls, but it's the base on balls that makes it so bad. A home run would have tied it, but the walk gives him the win. And Eckersley, who doesn't walk that many, really gets burned here. Watch Lasorda.
You know, I said it once before, a few days ago, that Kirk Gibson was not the most valuable player, that the most valuable player for the Dodgers was Tinkerbell. But tonight, I think Tinkerbell backed off for Kirk Gibson. And look at Eckersley, shocked to his toes. They are going wild at Dodger Stadium. No one wants to leave. Dennis Eckersley allowed 5 home runs all year. We'll be back.
guarantee you this, the parking lot at Chavez Ravine is empty. Nobody has left their seats, and now the man of the hour is back out on the field. Kirk Gibson, have you ever had a feeling like this?
Well, it's hard to match, I'll say that, and you know, it's I guess a storybook. I was very disappointed today because I knew I couldn't play. I knew I'd be a detriment, and I got an injection today, and I was very sore, but I saw the opportunity. I knew we could get a guy on base. The pitcher was coming up, and I figured if I got out there and the fans started cheering, that I could suck it up for 1 AB, and maybe something good would happen, and it happened.
How much pain were you in at the plate?
Well, it was tough. You know, pushing off my front foot, and my other hamstring was hurting me. I got 2 bad legs, but you know, when I got 2 strikes on, I just decided to buckle it down, and Mike got the second. I knew I really didn't have to hit a home run. I kind of was going to shorten up and try and drive the ball the other way, and I got a breaking ball that he got out. It was low, the ball I like to hit, and I was just fortunate. The good Lord gave me this wonderful moment.
Did you know it was gone the instant you hit it?
A pretty good idea, and you know, we've had some tough times, but you know, what a team. We've been saying it all year, and if it wasn't for my teammates, I wouldn't even have got the opportunity to remember this moment.
We were standing in the runway, and we could hear you taking batting practice off the tee back at the end of the tunnel. We didn't even think you'd be available for pinch hitting duty, and I know Lasorda walked back to talk to you. How did that conversation go?
Well, I've been in the training room all day, or all night, getting treatment, and in fact, I heard Vin Scully say they were panning the dugout looking for me, saying it didn't look like I was going to be able to play, and I said, that's enough. Went and put an ice bag on there and numbed my knee up best I could, hit some off the tee in there, and I had a bat boy come in and ask Tommy to come in. I wanted to talk to him. I said, go ahead and pinch hit for Alfredo with Mike. If we get a guy on, I'll go in there and give you my best. I think I can do it and give you a good shot, and that's what it's all about.
Thoughts and images that went through your mind as you rounded the bases?
Well, I just kept telling myself, these are the type of circumstances you enjoy most, and you perform even better under these conditions, and thank the good Lord, it all happened for us.
Kirk Gibson. Let's go back upstairs to Vin Scully and Joe Garagiola.
Well, needless to say, as the crowd continues to go wild, tonight's NBC Miller Lite Player of the Game is who else? Kirk Gibson. Miller Lite happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Kirk Gibson to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. It wasn't exactly deja vu, but we do remember the other day in New York, 12th inning, a game tied with the New York Mets. Roger McDowell, a sinker ball specialist, and Gibson hits a home run in the 12th inning to give the Dodgers a 5-4 victory. It was a victory revisited tonight.
In the Oakland clubhouse, they have to be talking about that base on balls and that pitch selection. The only ball he could really hit out of here was the breaking ball.
What an opening act, huh? I think we've got a leading man, and many of them, between now and the end of this great 1988 World Series. Well, as we look one more time at Kirk Gibson, the 1988 World Series brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite, by Volkswagen. Experience German engineering the Volkswagen way. By Kohler, maker of quality plumbing products. The bold look of Kohler. What a beautiful way to live. Tomorrow, start your day with NFL Live beginning at 12:30, then the NFL, and at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Game 2 of the '88 World Series. For Joe Garagiola, this is Vin Scully saying good night from Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers beat the A's 5-4.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.
I'm Jesse with the Improbable podcast. If you don't want to get benched this season, don't strike out. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell. Thank you for watching the Improbable podcast. Have an incredibly awesome rest of your day.